Welcome to Zambezi News,
where we give you the people's views.
Please tune in to hear the truth.
That Kudzai second name is Ruth.
For the old and for the youth,
where there's news in hot pursuit.
Mandape is a sexist douche.
It's Zambezi News. We bring you new news every day.
It's for the straights and not the gays.
Don't mind what the cavemen say.
This is Zambezi News, and it's for everybody, but mostly the chefs.
What the hell are you doing after Zambezi News? We ended. What's this war? What's this monologue at the end?
That's a creative one. I was trying to be creative. Who the bloody hell put bloody blunt tie on the bloody...
Listen, Zambezi News and we finished.
I'm a respected member.
Who
put bloody blunt tie on the bloody
I'm also a member of
backbone?
this team. I want to be... What's wrong with you?
This is nonsense. We can't
Yeah,
be
you're
having
acting like
bloody
you got
blunt tie on
What's
the
it?
bloody blackboard, you bastards.
Matter with you people, you don't...
Today we focus on parastatals and obscene salaries. Why aren't we getting them?
Well, speak for yourself. That's yesterday's news. Every chef deserves a salary. After all, we didn't fight the struggle to be poor. To call the salaries obscene is a Western invention, and one's salary is equidistant with their contribution to the liberation of this great nation. And if you begrudge such revolutionary forward thinking and remuneration and refuse to partake, well, good luck with your airtime business.
These so-called obscene salaries pale in comparison.
Pale like you.
No. Pale as they are nothing compared with the humongous astronomical paydays that Wall Street wolves have given themselves over the year, causing the global recession that necessitated the increments of salaries in downstream countries like ours.
But I don't see how Wall Street is to blame for our CEOs getting obscene salaries.
You see, Kudzai, we learn from the best. If the West can have the wolves of Wall Street, why can't we have the hyenas of Parastatals and jackals of all trade? I mean, a tender here, not there, never hurt anyone.
But now that it has come to the fore, I assure you action will be swiftly taken to root out all corruption. As you can see, now no civil servant shall sit on the boards of parastatals.
It means that they cannot now claim sitting allowances. But if they stand at these boards, now that's a different issue. They will have to be paid standing allowances. And we all know standing is more taxing than sitting. It's simple logic.
Another measure put in place to deal with this corruption is possible prosecution. Fortunately, this falls under the Ministry of Impending Projects, so no one will be arrested or prosecuted until all the pros and cons have been fully investigated.
But what about all the people who are going scot-free? If this were Europe...
Typical Western apologists, defending the Western gluttony and quick to criticize the hard-working sons of the soil who are making this country tick.
But people are dying. And ordinary people can't pay for their medical needs using their medical aid.
Look, Kudzai, half the problem is that there's a liquidity crisis caused by the sanctions from your friends in the West. And on the other hand, you've got people like Mandape who sit on 6 different boards.
Why, thank you. Far too kind.
But fellas...
Will you not just focus?
And now we cross over to our field report with our roving reporter, Kefas Josvats, in the field.
Over to you, Kefas.
Not often. One comes across a happy worker who is not the boss. Such is the case we have today about the cleaner and his pay. Trifinius Jago of Murewa and myself are together at his workplace, a district clinic, where it's been revealed his salary is obscene. Trifinius has been happily employed at the dilapidated and understaffed dispensary for the past 5 years. One wonders how he is able to make a living, a luxurious one at that, under such dire circumstances. The Muchechetere Clinic last saw tablets, syringes, and medicinal syrups passing through its doors. In 2012, we caught up with the broom-wielding civil servant who lives like a king to find out the source of his wealth.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
That is clearly Beyonce Knowles' copyright materials.
I've been working. I've been working as the janitor and the manager with 73 ghost employees, and all the salaries come to me.
Continue.
And the clinic is a charity, so I'm a tax-free entity.
I think the question that everyone wants to ask is how much do you earn?
5,000 per employee. Then is the manager, and then is me.
I see.
Then the allowances and the lunch monies, communal collections, as in member fees. But the health allowance KFAS is what I fear, because it is only redeemable year. Because this is run down, I'm sure that's evident. Because the caretaker is very negligent. The caretaker's job is one I can't claim. And for the disrepair, he is to blame. And since this is a news report, I won't say his name. But between me and you, it's Bamnini shame.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. Another story of money well spent, an entrepreneur making vast profits, a one-man income generating project. I'm Kefas Josephat in a dilapidated clinic in a dilapidated bush.
As always, a progressive, open-minded look at unfolding events.
And now a report on how to make it, on how to get rich, as the proverbial saying goes, or die poor.
Hey, what's up? It's Kevi here with the report on how to get rich or die trying. Now, you've tried to set up a church and it didn't work. You set up a political party. Maybe you even tried to invent your own helicopter and nearly got beaten up for it. Well, here's a quick guide to richness. You need to be head of a parastatal. That's where the bucks are. Ideally, head of a medical aid society, if your ambitions are high. If you just have medium-sized ambitions, then head of a national broadcaster is fine. If you're head of a medical aid society, you'll make a killing, literally. Also, as head of a parastatal, you'll have loads of time on your hands. So you can sit on a few boards, so you earn some extra allowances. You can get sitting allowance, housing allowance, small house allowance, hosting allowance for all your Chinas on the weekends, etc. If your Chinas turn on you and throw you before a parliamentary hearing, give them Zim dollar figures for your salary schedule. Burn all evidence, shredding is old school, deny all accusations, and throw tantrums in the press. Then refuse to vacate your offices until it's inevitable. Run for public office in the face of such accusations, thereby deflecting attention from your alleged crimes. Above all, Chinas, when the worst comes to the worst and you have no option left, the only option left is to throw your Chinas under the bus and get a get-out-of-jail-free card. I've been Kevi Kev, giving you some advice for free. Now let me have a dope.
Ha! Broadcaster, I think I was aiming for you.
Yes, but head of medical aid society, I think he's talking about you.
Well, I literally make a killing. Lucky for me, my small house owns a funeral parlor.
Well, you know the saying, it always rots from the head, but in this case, a really large afro. Anyway, considering your failing fish farm in Muzarabani, Mandape, one would actually think that you would consider investing in your community rather than those flashy yellow Hummers you always acquire.
Well, first of all, I had no idea that dolphins only survived in salt water. And who knew that crocodiles found them to be so tasty and tender? And regarding community development, why help everyone else become a success? That only means less people to boast around. It's unfathomable.
So you thought that dolphins were the next best thing since sliced tuna? No more great ideas for you, my little heffalump. Let's get back to work.
In breaking news, the city of Harare has introduced water tax on private boreholes. All shallow wells and those getting water from potholes are exempted on poverty grounds.
Oh, why all the long faces, guys? Cheer up. I'm sure you will weather the storm. I mean, the two of you were making a combined net salary of 1.2 million a month. You were literally raking in the bucks.
Well, 2.4 if you include allowances. The good old days.
It's unfair. Everybody else is earning astronomical salaries and I get nothing. Zero, zilch.
Oh, Kudzaishi, I can understand your long face. I mean, you were getting paid the equivalent of a medieval postman with cerebral leprosy.
Oh, bollocks.
Which we all know is one pay grade below that of a dead squirrel.
Today, gays are everywhere. This is the story of how gays colonized Africa. The birthplace of the gays, Westminster, 1765. Queen Jeremy leads the gays aboard the Rainbow Warrior. A few lesser-known lesbians join the crew. Daunted by the enormous task ahead of them, Queen Jeremy leads the crew in an ABBA medley to lift their spirits. The groping of Africa has begun. First stop, Tunisia, where native chiefs sell off their ripe teenage sons to Queen Jeremy in return for coloured beads and 3 yards of mutton cloth. Rounding the buttocks of Africa, the gays erect a fabulous camp from where they launch their attack on African culture, morality, family life, diet, and interior design. Having sucked the marrow from the bone of Africa, Louis Leakey, an undercover gay agent, and his transsexual lover, Mary George, penetrate the dark interior. They emerge from the Rift Valley with ancient gay fossils and some new friends, whom they name after famous Roman gays. Homo habilis, Homo sapiens, Homo erectus. It doesn't get gayer than that. Failing to get a grip on the Horn of Africa, and overwhelmed by large Ugandans, the gays turn and flee south, pursued from behind. They flee to Cape Town, where they settle in Camp Bay. They rewrite the Constitution and introduce musical theatre to the natives. The Rainbow Nation is born.
I started from the top and I'm here. I planted no crops, but I still plan to reap this year. I started from the top and I'm here. Might just plant hops, drink lots of beer. Give me some more farms and ladies. Give me some more big Mercedes. Give me some more. Ahoo. Give me some more. You and you. Give me some more. Ahoo. Give me some more. You and you. Eka, peace, you're honored.
What is this?
This is the reason why my salary is big. It's because my degree is also big. It's from the University of UMP Cholocho Sciences and Technology.
You've written this yourself, mate. You can't just give yourself a degree to justify your obscene salary.
Are you doubting the veracity and authenticity of the University of UMP Cholocho Sciences and Technology? The university whose groundbreaking ceremony was done by the Honorable Minister of Impending Projects. Are you saying there is no university?
Yeah, That's what I'm saying.
I do hereby declare this ground broken. Construction of this university will begin soon after the elections and bring development to this area. You are honored.
Are you so unpatriotic as to doubt the Honorable Minister just because you're jealous of my salary?
I do not doubt the minister. Okay?
I do hereby declare this ground broken. Construction of this university will begin soon after the elections and bring development to this area. You are honored.
Okay, guys, it's not a competition to see whose is bigger. I mean, I'm sure you're all qualified in various ways to be here, so let's not quibble over whose degree is bigger.
Did someone order a degree? Bam! This is what a degree looks like.
Mate, that's not a degree.
It's one of a kind, the Jerome Weathers degree. A degree for all weathers, but one Jerome.
It's obviously a fake. I mean, it has no affiliation with the patriotic university that teaches the correct Afrocentric journalistic studies. The University of UMP.
Oh, not again with the University of UMP. Oh, bollocks.
In international news, we take a look at the South African economy and the rapidly weakening rand. What does this mean for Southern Africa and for Zimbabwe? Our international correspondent, Kobus Du Plessis in South Africa, has the next report. Kobus, can you tell us the reaction in South Africa to the weakening rand?
And expurgate on the issue.
Do you think the weakening rand has anything to do with the corruption and massive tenders given to ruling party cronies?
And do you think that Manchester United could win in the South African Premier League?
Hello? Are you getting me in Zimbabwe? Hello, blacks? Hi, are you still alive? Do you have any... Oh, look, is that a white guy? God, what are you doing there still? Anyway, if you look at our financial information, you can clearly tell that the rand obviously is going to rebound at any moment. In fact, we're just waiting for it to... Watch, just give me and then... Maybe tomorrow. It is going to rebound, and so I think it's doing well. There's been a lot of abuse. The rand is from like a broken home. It gets beaten by other nations all the time. You're a good example. You fuckers. You just why don't you get your own money? You keep swapping. American, I'll swap this black market. Stop fucking around, and then maybe the rand will stabilize. So that's quite important. Obviously, people like Mozambique. I mean, they really are malnourished. Their minds have gone. The poor fuckers. They keep insisting that this Metacash shit is actually a currency. It's not. It's not green, that's brown.
Well, it's all good to blame your neighbours, but what about South Africa's own issues of corruption?
We don't have any. What are you talking about? There's no corruption. We built the president a house. Your president has a house, doesn't he? He's got a few. He's got several, in fact. He's got one in Malaysia, one in Singapore. There's one in, I think it's called Harungi or whatever the hell you call yourselves. So there's a lot of his houses. He's got one. It's just one house, and it's lovely. You know, we've done a lot of security features for him. He's got a big pool now, which I think is progress, in fact. Black dudes are building pools. That's amazing. It's a big sign of ambition. And it's not a fun feature. It's obviously to keep the hippos clean. There's more and more of them every year. And also we've got to look after our president. It's his primary health giver. Because as you know, he has used showers before to wash AIDS straight off his body. Imagine now what he can achieve with an entire swimming pool. Hell, he could fuck everyone.
Thank you for that, Kobus. Thank you.
Are you a high-powered executive? Do you sit on far too many boards? Does your mistress stress you about trips to exotic places? Do you have ambitions to run the world? Do you have a tendency to unlawfully take possession of monies entrusted to you by millions of poor people and have no conscience about it? Are you politically connected to the right faction? If your answers are yes, then we are looking for you. No, we are not the Illuminati. We are your friendly kleptomaniac government. We want you to run our parastatal. So, what are you waiting for? Make that call. We can't wait to steal together.
That's all there is. There isn't any more. I hope you enjoyed our great report.
My reports were better.
But of course, mine were better than yours.
And I had my eye on the international scene, like the eagle-eyed newscaster that I am.
Good night, sleep tight. We appreciate your views. That's all from us at the Zambezi News.
Please pay your TV licenses. Our offices are in a car park near you. If not, you'll be clamped.
That is all, folks. Good night.
Sleep tight.